Welcome to the Big Kid Show. That's right, the notorious B to the I to the G Kid Show. We are all there are three of us, and we are giant children. Is what it is. Like,
gigantor.
90-foot children are just stampeding across the land. And you, welcome to this podcast. We think that it's beautiful that you've joined us for the evening, for the day, whatever. That's the great thing about a podcast. You can listen in the morning, you can listen at night, whenever you so choose. So wherever you are listening, thank you for joining us here at the Big Kid Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your other big kid friends that you found some big kid friends that you are maybe not so proud of, but you think that they should check out the show. This is the fun zone here. So today we're doing one of our favorite and one of our probably most common themes. We're going with the old top three for today. That's right. We're going to count them down in the old 3, 2, 1 fashion. But every time we do a top three, we change the subject matter. And today, this is a very interesting topic that we have here today, boys and girls. For your listening pleasure, we have selected for you the top three songs that we each not only secretly love, but we're very embarrassed that we love these songs. Now, everybody out there in Big Kid listener land, I'm sure you can sympathize with our plight. That you have some songs that you probably love, that when no one's around, you stop, you sing, maybe you dance a little bit, give it a little jig. But as soon as somebody walks in the room, you turn off that song.
I wasn't listening to that.
You shut that shit down. You shut it down, and if you're around people and somebody says to you in a group setting that they like the song, A, you don't admit it, and B, if you're accused of liking it, you immediately lie. I'm not saying that I've ever done that. I am saying that I'm sure there's one or two big kids out there that have
I've walked by Mark's office a few times, and it's happened.
I thought those were soundproof doors.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed in our investment.
Oh, we can't afford soundproof doors. Come on, man.
Who told me that?
Yeah. We can't afford doors.
Thomas Vector.
It's called
He assured
plywood.
me.
after what Mark, if you guys don't know about this, go back to the chicken nugget versus mode, I believe was the episode. Go back and do a little review of what went down between Sweetwater Mark and Thomas Vector. Thomas Vector, unfortunately, holds a position of power here at the Big Kid Show studios. And ever since that went down, and really, Mark he's known as a home wrecker. He's destroyed the whole family, the Vector family, and the wife is in a weird position. The kids are, crying constantly. But Thomas Vector has removed the bathroom stall doors to punish us big kids for what Mark has done to him and his family. So we hope that Thomas Vector will be a forgiving and merciful man and return the stall door at some point to the Big Kid studio, because some of the research team are in there blasting off like nobody's business. And I don't want to see it.
Look away.
Back to the matter at hand here. You guys got me way off track again.
Sorry,
I don't know
buddy.
how this always happens. We are talking about the top three songs that we are super embarrassed that we secretly love, and we all will be revealed here today on the Big Kid Show. So, number 3 song that you are most embarrassed, and we all have family. Our family are not going to look at us the same.
They're going to hear these.
They're going to hear these songs. They're going to know our truths, the inner us's, and
Speak your truth.
And the shamefulness going on within us, each of us individually. So, Mark, I'm dying to hear Mr. B's. Because I need anticipation. I'm dying to hear Mr. B's songs. But Mark, I will go with you
Mine
first.
are all Megadeth songs.
I picked this one Metallica song that nobody likes.
Nice try, buddy.
Yeah, the instrumental Metallica song. That's what I'm
Exactly.
embarrassed about. All right, Mark,
All right.
Sweetwater, what is your number 3 song that you do not want
Hang
to
on.
admit?
I'm going to preemptively laugh. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I just have to preface this.
Oh, preamble.
Preamble. Here we go. Preamble. Get on my soapbox. I got young kids. And I got
so it's their fault, Mark?
yeah, I'm blaming my kids. I love them to death. Love my kids. They have fantastic choice in music.
Sandbagging son of a
If
bitch.
you love pop music. So what that means is I am constantly exposed to pop music because I'm a good dad. I obviously play some good music for them as well.
Dad number one, buddy.
You're a
Yeah, thank
fantastic
you.
father.
I play good music that I like for them as well, but sometimes they just want to dance and wiggle and be crazy, and I can't stop them. So I'm going to blame them for this was actually the first song that my daughter ever danced to. So maybe it's got a little bit of sympathetic, or what's the word I'm thinking of, boys?
Nostalgia.
Nostalgic feeling to
You're
it.
not going to cry on us, are you, Mark?
First song is no, I'm good.
Waterworks.
Off of it does involve water, actually. It's off of the Moana soundtrack. Anybody who's seen the Moana movie, the wonderful 2016 Moana movie. And
I want to
there's
go on record and say I've not seen it.
whoa, dude.
Neither
Even
have
as an
I.
adult, you'll enjoy it. It's actually a pretty damn good movie. And the sequel's coming out here at the end of the year. But
Hashtag
Moana.
not a sponsor. Hashtag not a sponsor.
Moana is joined by a very interesting character named Maui, and he has a hook, and he is voiced by the wonderful Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock.
Do you smell what the rock is cooking?
It smells like a Disney movie because that's
Yeah.
where I'm going. So I am going with What Can I Say Except You're Welcome, which is like one of the first appearances he does. Actually, it is his initial appearance in the movie when he comes onto the scene, and basically it's him bragging about himself the whole song. It's actually a hilarious song, but it's from a Disney soundtrack. So, like, you know, you pull up next to the guy. You know, when you guys are younger, you pull up next to somebody. You got your windows down. They got their windows down. You kind of just look at them and crank up whatever like metal song you got.
And you
on.
got that coming through your subwoofer. It's like, oomph,
Yep.
oomph,
And I got, what do I got? I got The Rock, but it ain't WWE style.
No.
It's Disney-tastic. Moana, you're welcome.
Question.
Dwayne Johnson.
Do you know all the words?
I know way too many of them.
Okay.
Way too many of them.
Okay.
Yeah. I could literally probably sing it with my kids, but
Go.
awesome song. What can I say except you? Well, no, you can hear it playing in the background right now. It's so catchy. It's wonderful, but that's what I got. You're welcome. Moana soundtrack number 3. Quick, get me out of here.
Beautiful.
All right.
Back in my turtle shell.
You're welcome, I guess. That's what we're supposed to say. Mr. B, who are you going to blame this song on? We need a reveal, and I guess we're going to blame these on other people now.
I'm not blaming this on anyone. This song is just
You can only blame yourself.
Way to
This
take
song-
ownership.
This song is just catchy and it's stuck in my head. I'm going with a Jonas Brothers song, Called-
Ooh.
Sucker.
Oh, that's a good song. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you hear that song, tell me you don't like that song.
I remember you sent that to me as a potential
don't-
cover for
Yeah.
us to do.
I don't even
With
care
2-bit.
if you could be the most metalhead ever. If you listen to that song and you don't at least go, tapping my foot a little bit.
Why is my foot tapping your roof?
Am I a Jonas Brothers fan? No. Do I own any of their catalog of music? No. But if that song comes on, I'm listening to it. You know what? I'm going windows down. I don't even care.
I was going to
Windows
say, he
down.
doesn't sound very embarrassed about this one.
I mean-
He's almost borderline
Hey,
proud.
this is a guy that plays in metal bands, but I mean, have you ever pulled up to a metal show and the bass player's listening to Jonas Brothers Sucker?
Only one time, and I'm looking at him.
Mr. B right here.
Which one's your favorite?
I don't even know the names of the Jonas Brothers. One of
Well,
them's Nick,
we're all
maybe, or
disappointed.
Stevie and Kenny.
Kenneth Jonas.
One of them married the chick from Game of Thrones, and they got a divorce. But I don't know. So I'm gonna go with Jonas Brothers Sucker. Hey, that's a catchy tune.
That's a fine
I like
choice,
it.
and I enjoy that song. I saw them perform that one on Saturday Night Live,
Okay.
and I never I don't think I can name another Jonas Brothers song,
Yep.
but you know, they were one of those groups that they're on the radio enough that I'm sure that if you told me like, oh, that song is a Jonas Brothers song, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I know that song.
Recognize it.
But that one in particular, like I remember look, and not to sound like a complete jerk, but for the most part, I am. when they came,
60% of the time.
Be gentle on yourself.
I'm a religious watcher of Saturday Night Live, have been for like 30 some years. Like,
agreed.
Was watching it before I was even old enough to be watching it. But when they came on, I do this on occasion where I was like, I'm just going to turn it. Well, I either didn't have the remote or didn't turn it fast enough. And I found myself watching them perform that sucker song. It's not a bad song.
It's a good song.
It's a good song. It's kind of catchy.
I'm not saying
play
that
back, Casey Kasem.
Yeah. I mean, I think at one point, because I think it came out in 2019, Marchish, and I think it was number one at some point on the top 40. So it wasn't like it was a flop.
It's one of those songs, and I don't know the word. I know some of the words to the chorus, but it's one of those weird songs where like the verse is equally as catchy as the chorus. Wouldn't you agree? Like the verse part is the part I like. That's the get up and dance. And Mark, you talked about your kids that they like to dance and wiggle. Over the years on the Big Kid Show, we've learned that a young Sweetwater was quite the dancer.
That's
and
right.
so we know where they got
that's
that
how
from.
you get rid of the illness.
Absolutely.
You dance it out.
And
Dance it out.
I think Mom was a cheerleader. Am I wrong?
Absolutely.
Between cheerleader Mom and Sweetwater's sweet moves as a
Sweet
kid,
moves.
there's just dancing in their blood.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
they've literally released a study that dancing was like 3 or 4 times more effective than antidepressants. It was like the most stress relieving activity you could possibly do was dance.
Every time I go over to Sweetwater's Mark's house, it's a dance off.
I moonwalk dance to the
Mostly a
door.
slow dance, but
No,
It gets slower as I get older.
It's like Soul Train when you walk in there. It's just everyone's dancing.
I
love it.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said, Mark. Dancing cures everything.
Cures all ails.
Cures everything. All right.
I got to hear Big Nick's number 3.
Here we go.
Okay. All right. So,
preamble. See, if you notice, I didn't know preamble. I
I'll
just
give you
jumped
credit for that. No preamble.
so Mr. B and I go back a long ways. Right? Like Sweetwater and I go back a long time, but me and B go back way. Like we're talking
short pants.
Yes, short pants. So Mr. B has known me long enough to know that after a certain hour in the night and after so many beverages have been consumed, by who we don't know, but the radio goes on, the music goes on, and I get the old stink eye from Mr. B regularly with some of my selections. So
when Big Nick has drank 3 Snapples.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what it's good. When I'm on my second Zima, watch out, America. So there's probably a lot of songs that I should be embarrassed that I secretly love and openly love. I know that my wife questions a lot of my musical choices. My problem is not necessarily my choices. My problem is that it's very hard for me to find songs that I don't like. I like a lot of music.
True. You are a man of musical depth.
I can't think of a genre that I don't like either. So it gets very difficult for me. So what I did was I went with real life experiences where I was in a moment and realized like that, oh snap, this is embarrassing.
I'm not reading the room.
So I'm going to go back to, this was probably 2002, I would guess. I was at a Aerosmith concert with my buddy Sned. All right. My good friend
Snedley.
And this should have been a really great night for me and Sned because we were single young men. All right. We were in our 20s. We were young. The world was our oyster, right?
Shuck it.
And when we got to the Aerosmith concert, one thing that was amazing right away was that the crowd, because think about, I said amazing, but think about their songs, right? At that time, they had Amazing. They had the song from what was the people that had to drill the comet?
Armageddon.
Armageddon. Yeah. Don't want to close my eyes. That song. So they had a lot of kind of, pardon the term, girly kind of songs at that point in their career, Aerosmith. So naturally, couldn't plan for this. We weren't smart enough to foresee this happening. we get to the concert. We're all stoked to be there. It's just me and my buddy Sned, two single guys in their 20s. We get there and it's like 80% women at the concert. Like,
that's not a bad thing.
No. And we're talking like this venue's like 9,000 people.
Yeah.
So, and it's good looking women in their 20s and 30s. Like, so we walk in there and look, I'm not saying that we're a couple hot dudes out on the town. What I'm saying is it was slim pickings for those wonderful ladies. So we in that venue, both of us went from a 6 to a 9 very quickly.
Big Nick became AC Slater real fast.
That's right.
Real fast.
That's right.
Rip the sleeves right off his shirt.
We find ourselves about halfway through the set. We're drinking. By this point, we've had a couple
Zimas.
Well, a couple lovely ladies that have purchased beverages for us as well.
Oh, well, women are buying you drinks. Oh,
I'm telling
okay.
you, it was slim pickings for them that night. It was really,
Wow.
It was like shooting fish in a barrel for me instead. So anyway,
Thanks for the invite.
well, it was a public show. You could have, I mean, they sold tickets to everybody. So we're in the middle of the set, and by this point, we got ladies buying us drinks, unsolicited. We weren't asking for them. They bought us the drinks, and we're surrounded by this great group of young ladies that are there to party and there to have a good time. They're dancing like they're Sweetwater Mark. They're out of their minds dancing, and we're having a great time. And all of a sudden, a song comes on. The Aerosmith starts to go into the next song on their set, and my buddy Sned grabs me by the shoulders. And he's a loud guy. He yells as loud as he can while we're surrounded by this wonderful group of young ladies. Nick, it's your favorite song. Dude looks like a lady. Which,
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I do like the song Dude Looks Like a Lady. It's by far not my favorite Aerosmith song. I don't know where he got that impression, but immediately I do, and I'm not going to, it's on the list because I do like the song. If the song came on right now, I would be up and I would be Sweetwater Mark dancing all over the place. But in the moment, my face must have turned beet red, and I just started lying. I was like, no, Ragdoll, Ragdoll. Like, I just started shouting out other Aerosmith songs. So my number 3 pick will be Aha, Dude Looks Like a Lady by Aerosmith.
Love it. Love it. Honestly, I've got a soft spot for that song myself just because of Mrs. Doubtfire. I remember the first time I saw Mrs. Doubtfire, and I was like, oh,
she was
dude,
dancing to it. Or he
catchy
was.
little,
It's very
catchy little tune there.
Yeah.
So I like it.
All right. Mark just tried to get
Everybody
us to go
calm down. Everybody just calm.
Tried to get us to go down a whole cross-dressing avenue, and it was like, I'm just going to brush it off. I'm going to
skip
forge
that.
ahead. All right.
Skip that
So
segment.
I like the picks.
Okay,
so
Buffalo
far.
Bill.
We have a song from Moana, right? Moana?
Yes, Moana.
Yep. Moana. And then we have Mr. B's selection, which refresh my memory was
Jonas Brothers.
That's right.
Sucker.
Sucker for You. And then Dude Looks Like a Lady. Let's go to our number 2 here, boys. It's time for the number 2.
All right, let's see how much more of a preamble Mark's going to have on this one. Well,
preamble.
back in
Mark, who would you like to
1970,
blame this
Back
one
in
on?
Nom.
this one I'm blaming on my mom.
So no preamble, boys, for this one. And we're going to keep it with the ladies on this, Big Nick. We're keeping on the ladies' side of things. There's a part of me that's ashamed of this to like this song. There's also a part of me that's kind of proud to like this song.
Hey,
I
proud.
remember as a young buck growing up, staying at my grandparents' house in a little known town of Foster, Kentucky, population 100.
Maybe 105 at this point.
Maybe 105. Yeah. I don't know. It might have been a bad year. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we sat there. I
Cousins had
remember
a kid.
Yeah, exactly. We'd sit there in the living room and we'd be like, Grandma, Granddad, can we watch TV? And I'm probably, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, something like that. And they're like, sure.
He was 32.
Let's watch our favorite show. So my grandma grabs the remote. You get the old school, like brown TV that has like the wood paneling
those
on it.
are classy, buddy. Those are
right?
expensive.
Yeah. It's, you're living the
JVC.
high life in the country.
RCA, yeah.
Yeah, high life in the country is what we used to call it. So she turns it on, She flips it on to NBC because, again, we're not picking shows. It's whatever NBC wants to show us. And what comes on, boys? Thank you for being a friend. Dude, I cannot tell you how many times I just like sing that song. It makes me feel good. It's a feel good song. It makes me happy. It makes me think of my childhood. And it makes me want to thank you boys. Thank you for being a friend. Yep. Just makes me want to sing. Any song that can make me happy and just feel like a good person, I'm all about it. So originally written by Andrew Gold, it was re-recorded by Cynthia Fee as the theme song for NBC for the Golden Girls. If you didn't watch the Golden Girls, what are you doing with your life?
Fuck you.
Go. Wow. I wasn't going to go that strong. That was
that's a fact. We're bringing the thunder tonight.
You take your ass back and go watch reruns of the Golden Girls. Can't tell me life lessons I learned from those Golden Girls. And it's a great show. And it's a great song.
And you know what? I didn't
I'm ashamed, but I'm not ashamed.
Anyone was going to pick a theme song. Mark,
that's a good one.
Outside the box, boys.
Because you're right. That is a good song. And you know what? How many times have you been blasting that in the minivan?
Amen. Love it. And then, you know what? You know, everybody looks like around me. They don't look at me and go, what in the... They look at me and they go, nice.
Respect.
Nice.
Thank you for being a friend, buddy.
Thank you for being a friend.
Hey, you're a pal and a confidant.
Appreciate that, boys.
And God forbid that song come on while Mark is in the shower, or he'll spend a little extra time with the loofah.
That's right. I'm singing right into that bar of soap. Grab that microphone. Don't let it,
everybody.
Don't let it hit the floor.
We're going to try to figure out how to do a metal version of that song.
Yes.
I think,
love it.
I think the three of us should sing that song together, Boys to Men style, right? Sometime
Boys to Men.
We don't need the music in the background. It's
acapella style.
Yeah, acapella. Three beautiful man voices.
We're gonna have to practice. We're gonna have to work on it. Let's not do it now.
We'll do a dedication show to the Golden Girls.
Yeah. The big kids
That's not
choir.
a bad. Yeah.
There you go.
Mark, I love that, buddy. That's not what I thought you were going to pick for your number 2. So you keep me on my toes.
I surprise you guys a little bit.
Keep me on my toes.
That's right. Keeping it fresh.
Fred Astaire.
So far, that's the pick of the day right now. That's the one to beat, Mr. B. Your number 2. The bar has been set very high.
All right, this song, I don't even care. It's that awesome. By the one, the legend, Corey Hart. Whoa. Sunglasses at Night. The greatest song ever written by man. Do you guys even know this song? Because you're looking at me a little cross-eyed.
So this is one
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. God bless America. I think it's actually been rated like the worst 80s song ever. I don't even care. It's the greatest song by the 80s.
I love it.
Corey Hart sang that?
Yeah.
Did he have any other songs?
I don't know. I mean, that's the only one
nobody knows. I'm sorry, that question was not fair. I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, no one knows.
Go back and listen to that song, and you'll feel better about yourself.
Well, and spoiler alert: in the music video, he's wearing sunglasses. He is wearing sunglasses at night in the music video. So he wasn't lying to America. Mr. B, I will back you on that one, because there's been, if that one on occasion comes over the speaker when I'm at the grocery, and it gets, I don't know if
that's how good it is.
I have a hard time containing myself when that happens.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes on, when I'm at the grocery store, I just start buying more stuff.
I just start loading the cart up.
They should play it on loop at Walgreens so people buy the overpriced sunglasses.
Yeah. I mean,
Corey Hart.
And if you get free time, look up the music video, and then you're living another dream right there.
I'm actually watching it as we speak.
Yes. How Dude, amazing is it?
It's pretty epic, man.
Yeah.
I forgot about how, like, this song just, like, screams 80s.
Oh,
like, the synthesizer. I mean, like, if you could like play a song, be like, Dad, what were the 80s like? You just play this song.
Boom.
And you're good to go. And watch the video with him like next to some rotted out water pipe. And he's like shaking and jiving. And then you got looks like the Canadian Mountie Patrol coming after him.
And you know what? Like, maybe I should be embarrassed by the song. I'm not. I love that song.
Not.
I will
That's
rock
right.
that.
Never
And you know what? When it comes on, I'm putting my sunglasses on. I don't care if it's 10:30 at night. I'm driving around.
Hey, you know what? On YouTube, Mr. B, 45 million people agree with you because that's how many streams it has.
Yeah, because they
So
know.
boom.
Yeah. Corey Hart.
Never Surrender
Sunglasses
was
at
his
night.
other. Never Surrender was his other hit song. He sold over 16 million records worldwide, so good for him. And
That's pretty good.
I believe,
There it is.
I
Gotta get
believe
it
my
done.
sister-in-law. This was her first concert. We were having a fun conversation amongst adults is to kind of reveal your first concert, which can be embarrassing on occasion. And I think she was embarrassed to reveal that.
I hope she bought a shirt. I hope she has a Corey Hart T-shirt.
I'm wondering
That's
if
got to be worth at least $7.
Yeah. It's got to be worth it.
I'm wondering if
quite
there's a
bit.
chance that you and her were on a date that night to see the Corey
Maybe.
Hart concert.
She probably rode on the pegs on my bike.
Hope you got a big trunk. Put my
Put my
bike in
bike
it.
in it.
Hey, don't
Love
you
it.
say
Jinx.
anything about my sister-in-law's trunk. you animal. You animal. All right.
Oh, I'm not saying a word.
Big Nick, I got to hear your number 2 because I feel like it's just going to be even classier.
So this one is terrible. I
That's a good start.
I super love this song, and I've not been great at keeping it secret because for some reason I don't know why, but when it comes on, and when I reveal the song, you'll understand it could come on anywhere. It could go at the grocery store, in the car, anywhere that there's a radio that I'm not in control of. It could come on at any time. Here's what's embarrassing about it to me is that for some reason it's like in my DNA. I don't have control over me liking the song. I just like it for some reason. I can't explain it, but I like it to the
Start
point.
dancing.
I like it to the point that when it comes on, I like stop. Like when I hear it, I have to like stop and like really kind of focus and hear it for a minute, which is so embarrassing because the song is Borderline by Madonna. And I don't know why. But when it comes on, I have to stop when
Hang on, give me a second.
I freeze.
Okay.
I freeze for a minute when every time it comes. Like I've been at a bar with friends watching, sports on TV, and it comes on over the speaker, and I'm like, just stop.
Big Nick's
Like,
at a
mid-sentence.
biker's bar, and he's like, everyone, shh.
Shut up.
Like Pee Wee Herman with the shoes on top of the bar.
Oh, I'm learning so much about you, Big Nick, right now. No, this is good stuff.
Oh, man.
Because
That's
of
cool.
this,
When you think you know somebody.
Going in the bank.
because of this stupid exercise that we're doing here today, that song has been in my head for the last 45 to 48 hours. Every
Oh, I love
waking
it.
minute for the last 2 days, I've been singing Borderline.
Love it.
Oh,
Just keep
I
on
love it.
pushing my love over the borderline.
I think I might have had a
Poor
slight heart
Madonna.
attack there.
Poor Madonna. She's been through so much. All right. Another round of
Oh,
fine
man.
selections, but here it is. The time of truth,
boy.
my friends. The time of
The
truth.
the most embarrassing.
The most
And goofiest
embarrassing song, Sweetwater Mark. You've already blamed one on your kids and then your grandparents. No one is safe
Yeah.
when Sweetwater Mark
Yeah.
is
No
called
one
to
is
the plate.
safe.
No one
You
is
better not blame anything on me.
Yeah, Mr. B's an innocent man.
If I would have
Yeah.
picked Sucker by Jonas Brothers, I could have asked, and they were on an honorable mention list. I absolutely could have blamed you because you were the one that sent it to me. Like, hey, let's cover this. And I was like, God damn it, that's catchy.
That's a catchy song.
That's a catchy ass song. All right. So next up on the firing block, we've got, no, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do something that I know you guys are going to roll your eyes at, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have 2 honorable mentions that I'm going to mention before I say my number 1, because these might have been in the running for number 1, but
Okay.
we've talked
Checking.
about them. In,
I'm checking with Thomas Vector in the research team, and Vector is afraid to chime in. So he says, Mark, do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
Mark has emasculated him to so many
Yes,
levels.
yeah.
Yeah. You don't want any Thomas Vector stories. Like, ooh, we go down the rabbit hole.
All right.
You think
So
these songs
these
are
are some-
embarrassing?
Yeah, exactly. So these two songs specifically, the only reason I'm mentioning them is because we've talked about them in past episodes, and
Okay.
I've talked about how I'm embarrassed of them already. And I didn't want to bore our listeners with, our listeners are they're very dedicated. They listen to all the episodes. So I don't want to bore them with something I've already had or something I've already
And their
talked about.
time is valuable. We respect you, listeners. We respect you.
So with that being said, the first one is Informer. We've talked about it. It's embarrassing, but God damn it, I love that song.
Yeah.
The second one, first concert ever. If you go back to our concert series, gonna make you sweat, baby. Take control.
CNC Music Factory.
CNC Music Factory. So those are my two honorable mentions that easily could have been in my number one slot here.
You shouldn't even be embarrassed about that.
I know. I'm actually. You guys can't see it. My feet were dancing while I started singing
A
those.
little fun fact here. Did you know that CNC Music Factory stood for Cock and Cock Music Factory?
See, nobody knows that. That's a deep track.
That is. Well,
only actually the Big Kid Show. We're bringing you live news about
right.
1980s music.
Make sure you tell people at the office about that.
Yeah.
That just made that choice uncomfortable.
Oh, what's your favorite band? I like Cock and Cock music.
Cock Music Factory.
Cock Music Factory.
Don't worry, it's gonna make you sweat.
Oh yeah, they're pumping out the hits.
Be like, why'd you get fired?
The volume. Oh man. Anywho, on to my true number one here, because hey, our listeners' time is valuable. I'm gonna throw my kids under the bus just one more time. I love you guys. This is off of the Trolls soundtrack, and I've seen
just so you guys know, Mark's kids are in their 30s. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
They're young at heart. They're young at heart.
The Trolls movie is quite good.
It is quite good. It is quite good. So I'm going to go with one Justin Timberlake. Can't stop the feeling. I can't sing as high as he does, but catchy as shit. The first time I heard it, I was like, I got this feeling in my bones. Immediately, my foot just starts tapping. I was like, oh shit, this is like got some soul. It's got some funk. Got some rhythm. I got this sunshine in my pocket. Dun, 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 dun. Catchy as hell. Can't stop the feeling. Justin Timberlake. I was like, man, it's one of those songs that like whoever you're hanging out with that wants to listen to it, kids go to sleep. 2 hours later, I'm in the kitchen making a sandwich. God, why am I singing this goddamn song? Like, what is happening? That's how you know it's a catchy song, when you just find yourself singing it regardless. So Can't Stop the Feeling, Justin Timberlake. Salute you, Mr. Timberlake. Catchy as hell.
Well, and I don't do it. And I know some people do it and it is legal now here in the state of Ohio. But when I do, on occasion, when I do partake, it's because I like to give money back to my great state. But little pro tip here for you: if you like to smoke a little something and to relax, turn off the lights and put on that Trolls movie, because it's a light show, baby. It's a constant light show, isn't it, Mark? Where it's just like
it is. It really is.
It's a lot of singing, dancing, and just a lot of bright, vibrant colors that are moving around on the screen. Okay. Again, I don't do it, but I don't.
Of course. Never touch.
But if you want to give back to the state of Ohio, the devil's lettuce. All right. Justin Timberlake coming up in a big spot here on the Big Kids Show.
Yeah.
We haven't talked enough about him on the show. Anyway, Mr. B, it's the time for truth. All will be revealed.
So I'm going to pull a little card from old Sweetwater there. I'm going to throw you with a little honorable mention that I have, that this one I'm not embarrassed about. I just think it's a great song. Is Harry Belafonte, Jump in the Line.
Ooh.
Which you've heard from Beetlejuice.
Rock Your Body on Time.
Yeah. So that song, I'm not embarrassed about that one. I just think it's a great song. I just wanted to mention that because it's a great song. Yeah.
I'll rock some Harry.
I believe you.
So my number one song that if it comes on, unfortunately, I'm forced to dance. Yep. Doesn't matter where. All right, you guys ready?
Let's hear it.
Yes, sir.
By the great Swedish pop band Ace of Base.
Oh no!
We're going with All That She Wants.
Oh boy!
Yeah,
Ace of Base. Get it popping.
You know you
Love
love
it.
that song.
Love it. Hey, no shame in this game.
Yeah.
All right. This brings
I
up so
have
many
no.
questions.
I have
no other words. You're like,
I have
just
no
want to
more
go play
words
it.
besides just that song. There's something that happens when that song comes on. I was like, yeah, that's a good song, and you know what? I have to dance to it.
It's like, I just want to go listen to it literally right now.
Yeah.
I want to leave the show and go listen to it.
All right. First of all,
Do you have questions?
I do. If that's your favorite
Lots of
song,
questions.
secret favorite
no.
song,
Hang on. What was the category again? Not favorite song.
favorite, secret embarrassing
Embarrassed
song,
to love
right?
it.
The song you're embarrassed
That's
to
my
admit.
number one most embarrassed to like was Ace
like.
of Base. Yeah.
All that
I don't
she
go
wants
around
is-
touting that I enjoy that song. I'm embarrassed that I like that song.
nor should you. Nor should you.
You guys, did you read the topic here? Come on,
Yeah.
fellas.
But
Work with me.
I don't know. I've already said enough inappropriate things today that I think I don't know if I should leave this one in the jar or if I should just let
No, hey, bring it, bring the thunder.
This is like a secretly loved song. All that she wants is another baby. How many illegitimate children do you have out there running around?
72.
70.
At least.
That you claim.
Maybe on the low
that you claim.
end.
No,
Well,
yeah.
He doesn't have anything else to say. He's speechless.
Again, the topic was top 3 songs we're most embarrassed about. And I'm like, God
Yes, it
bless
was.
America.
Yeah, I'm
I
talking
love
Gonna Make You Sweat by Cock and Cock Factory
Yeah.
and Informer. So, I mean,
Yeah.
again,
And I like Ace of Base. Deal with it. Sometimes
Deal with it.
Here's what happens. Like, all right, so you guys know, like, if you have Apple Music or Spotify, you kind of put on like playlists and it'll start picking songs. All right,
Mhm.
randomly, Ace of Base will come on. You know what? I don't turn it off.
Yeah, you dance.
I enjoy lifting weights to All That She Wants Is Another Baby.
Lifting weights to it. That's
Yeah.
a whole other
Weights.
ball game.
Yeah. Luckily, if I have AirPods in, no one knows. They think I'm listening to speed metal, but no.
What do you
I'm
got?
listening to-
Slipknot? No, it's Ace of Base.
Ace of Base, mofo. What you squat?
I love it. What you squat? I love it.
Are
Quality
those
choice,
two
Mr.
ladies
Bean.
sisters? Do we
Don't
know?
ask me
Yes,
about
they
the
are
band
sis-
because
yes, they are sisters.
And
They're-
my guess is this is probably one of these situations where these two sisters were exploited by some Swedish dude to create a band. But either way, it's a catchy song. So
Well, they're good singers. They're good singers. I'll give them that. And I think the Ace of Base sisters are quite fetching. I'll say that. All right.
Fetching.
All right.
I think it
Yes,
should be I think it should be our new theme song.
I think you should be embarrassed.
I didn't know I thought this was the trust tree, and now we're
See,
judging
the
everybody.
trust tree.
Yeah, I thought this was the trust tree.
You fell out of the
it's okay.
trust tree, Mr. B.
It's okay.
You had a few
You-
branches on the way down.
Yeah,
You,
my face hurts.
you squat way more than I do, so you can listen to
Okay.
whatever song you like.
All right.
You can-
Ouch, man! Hang on. Let's go. Thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for
You
being a friend. Do-do-do-do.
All right, Mark.
Love
well, this one is a shout out to Sweetwater because my number one is as described by him, where he says, you know, you're driving in your car, windows down, and you're singing some song because you don't think anybody will hear you singing the song. I experienced this firsthand, and it was quite the moment for me. I was driving, and I think I've voiced on here several times. I like Sirius XM, the satellite radio.
Mhm.
There's about Mr. B and I both enjoy it. Mark enjoys it. There's like 12 to 15 channels that I know that they have like 300 channels, or I don't even know how many they have, but there's like 12 to 15 that I listen to regular. One of them is 90s on 9. Right. We were children of the 90s. So like and you boys know how much I love the hard rock and hair metal and the
Good
glam
year.
and the
Good decade, I
heavy
should
metal
say.
of the 90s and in the 80s as well. So I listen to a lot of 90s on 9. 70% of 90s on 9 is very poppy stuff. There is one song, and this song is horrible. I listened to it last night because I knew this would be my number one, but I hadn't heard it in like about 2 years. And I listened to it last night, and it's not even a good song. So I'm doubly embarrassed.
You send yourself flying out of the trust tree there.
I'm embarrassed.
I'm kicking my own ass.
to put it,
call,
to,
Mark.
to be frank, I'm embarrassed bigly on this one.
Bigly.
Bigly.
People were saying probably the worst song ever.
Yeah.
People were saying, I'm hearing.
It's like they've never seen before. So embarrassing.
Just so you know, you're really dragging it out, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. All right, end of show.
All right, well, thanks
You're
for
trying to
joining
wait
us,
for
everybody.
a commercial edit or something here, buddy.
All right, here we go.
Say it out
Man,
loud.
there's some resistance here.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting.
Hang on, let me get my pen out. Okay, go.
I was on a very nice sunny day. I was driving with all the windows down for work. I was required to be in the car. I was traveling for work and listening to 90s on 9, minding my own business when this song came on. And to my own surprise, I know every word, and I decided to sing it at the top of my lungs. And then I pulled up to a red light, and there were 2 cars on both sides of me, and they were male drivers, and both of them looked at me and gave me the exact same weird look at the same time, because I stopped the car, but the singing from my face didn't stop. And so on that day, they heard me singing All for Love by Color Me Bad. You guys remember that band, right?
Oh,
Those
yeah.
guys-
How can you not?
Those guys were embarrassing to look at, let alone know the
Bad
words.
with 2 D's. They weren't just bad. They were bad. Bad.
Yeah. They couldn't spell, first of all, and second of all, the song is titled All for Love, but of course, what did they do? They did the cheeseball move where they replaced the 4 with the number 4, of course, All for Love.
No, that's classy.
And it's not a good song, but my heart thinks that it is. And I've never owned a Color Me Bad album, never will. But I somehow know all the words to All for Love by Color Me Bad. It's terrible.
See, Big Nick, hey, you know what? Don't be embarrassed, buddy.
Dude, the guy
I
that
hope my family doesn't listen to this.
I remember that song. I had an older sister who was 5 years older than I was. So she loved all like the boy band stuff. And yes, Color Me Bad was absolutely a boy band. The first guy that
Thank you for
sings in
pointing
that
that out, Mark.
song, I remember
That
seeing
helps.
him for the first time. That helps. Here, let me pour some salt in that wound. He looked like Screech with a receding hairline and grew his hair out. I remember
You nailed it, buddy.
I remember seeing that dude and being like, what executive saw that guy and was like, him? That's the one.
This
Sorry
is
to
the most
that
attractive
guy.
man that's in music right now.
And not only that, let's let him lead this song off. Probably one of the biggest pop hit. But you know what? It didn't even matter. It didn't even matter because it got so popular.
Yeah, that thing probably was at number 1 at one point, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was, dude. That was a hit back in the early '90s.
Yeah,
That was
their
a
big hit was "I Want to Sex You Up." Right, that's the one that I think they got hit with.
wanna say
This was not. This one was not. It was a single, but it wasn't like. I don't think it was super popular, but for some reason, I liked this song a lot.
Here's what I think. I think Big Nick's dodging it. I think he owns all of Color Me Bad's catalog, and him and his lady friends, they just listen to it all the time.
My
thought I
lady
might
friends,
have seen
we
the album
celebrate the
cover.
whole catalog. We celebrate the whole catalog.
Be like, hey, you guys want to put on some music? Big Nick, we only listen to Color Me Bad in this household.
That's right. That's how we roll.
Somehow they're a boy band from Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma. Well, that explains the one.
With receding hairlines and
Well, they were formed in so I'm looking them up right now. They were formed in 1985. So that's why his hairline was receding. By the time they got a record deal, he was like 40 years old.
He already had 3 kids and a job as a CPA
Janitor.
And remember those guys? Like they were so
You know what?
cheeseball. They were so.
I feel so
cornball.
much better about my Ace of Base pick now.
Even Snow was like, all right, Informer's safe. I can't
Mark,
do
your
it.
picks are just like little sprinkles there. Big
Yeah.
Nick, you win the cake, buddy.
You win, buddy.
Mark, at least I didn't blame it on my family.
Burn. That's true. Nick
That is true.
Hey, he owned it. He owned it.
That is true. I double rolled over my kids with that bus, unfortunately. Sorry, kids. I love you.
When I see your kids, I'm going to tell them that you threw them under the bus.
Yep. They're going to listen to this and be like,
Sweetwater's sister will remember this perfectly, but remember the cornball videos that they had, guys. They were like posing every time the camera was on. They didn't do anything but pose.
they didn't have posable faces either.
Ooh, no.
No,
There's
or
a bunch of
bodies.
fives.
Bunch of fun.
And they always wore the big
Bunch of
shoulder pad blazers.
Oh, Mark, hang on. We should think about this with our band. That's not
That's
a bad
actually
idea.
not a bad idea.
Shoulder
Well,
pad
Mark-
jackets.
Mark, you're the lead singer. Here's the problem. Remember that lead singer wore those bib overalls all the time. Remember he would wear like the
Oh,
bright
gosh.
orange shirt underneath the
Hey,
bib
Big
overalls.
Nick, Christmas gift for Mark. Let's lock that
Bib
in.
overalls.
The next Asada show, we're rocking out Color Me Bad style. Mr. B's going to recede his hairline and grow it out into a Jerry curl. So we can
Hey, I'm already working on it.
These
it's in
guys were
progress.
I'm looking at a picture of them now. They were
Oh.
special. They were special.
Special. That's the way to put it, dude. Special.
Special.
Hey, but here's the thing:
All right.
we can admit we like songs that maybe are bad, but that's all right.
Absolutely. It's okay.
Hey,
Sometimes you got to laugh at yourself a little. It's
life
all right.
is
Don't take
way
yourself
too
so
short.
serious.
Way too short. Enjoy that stuff. And you know what, Big Nick, you're right. When you pull up, windows down, crank that jam up there,
That's right.
and let everyone know, like, hey, I'm secure in who I am. I'm Big Nick,
That's
and
how
I'd
I
like
roll.
to listen to this jam.
I'm going to celebrate me.
Yeah.
I'm going to celebrate me.
Yes.
All
I
right.
like
Well, we've said it all. We've said too much, in fact.
We've said too much.
You know what they say? You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. And we've said it all, and now we're
I've tried.
embarrassed.
It's impossible.
We went one
It's
song
very
too far.
Yeah, I don't. But hey, maybe these shout outs that we gave today to these shows kick back a little royalties. I'm sure Color Me Bad could use the money.
We're going to
Madonna's
see their
done well for
album
herself, and
Spike.
so is Aerosmith. Yeah, no, it's seeing spike. It's been spiking downward for 30 years.
I don't know. They're going to be like, this Big Kid show, man, we got 75 million downloads. We're doing all right now.
What's happening?
I can finally pay my child support.
All right, you know, we've said a lot of bad things, but I would like to extend the olive branch here and cordially invite Color Me Bad to come on the Big Kid Show and join us
Love
for some
love
deep
it.
discussion. Let's learn about some things.
They can make fun of how I
And
look.
also,
It's all right.
listeners, let us know your songs that you're embarrassed
Absolutely.
about. I think
That's what I want to hear.
This is a safe place where you can share these.
That's right.
And use a fake
Share.
name if you have to. Use a fake name if you have to.
And be like, it's not for me, it's for a friend I know of.
Use your sister's social media account.
A
and just
friend
post
I
it
know
to
has
them.
a song that he really likes or she really likes. That's okay.
Friend of a
Wait
friend.
a second. Wait a second. I just went on to Color Me Bad. That's with 2 D's if anybody wants to join me.
Tell me they have a new album coming
ColorMeBad.com.
out.
No. This is terrible. Listen to this. For booking, this is like, I swear I'm not making this up. I wish I was. For booking, you can call the Universal Attractions Agency and talk to Jeff Epstein. It says Jeff Epstein.
What?
And I'm going to go
That
ahead
can't
and
be
get
the.
out-
Oh my
I'm
God! It
not
does say
lying.
call Jeff Epstein.
That
I'm
can't
not
be the
lying.
same. That can't be the
No,
same
it's
person.
not
Well,
the
when the
same
list
Jeff
comes
Epstein,
out-
but you might want to go by your middle name, Jeff. At this
I would
point.
probably not use that name.
Well,
I'd
that's why
be-
he's going by Jeff instead of Jeffrey. But yeah,
Oh,
So-
yikes!
If
So hang
anybody
on. So
would
you're saying we can book them? Is what you're saying?
yes.
Hey,
And
Mark has a
if
birthday
anybody-
coming up next year.
We all have a birthday coming
Wow,
up.
they
next
have a
year.
new music video
Hopefully.
that dropped 2 years ago for California Dreamin'. And yes, it's as bad as you would expect.
Yeah.
Oh, they got cars
living
that
the-
hop in it. They got cars that hop in it.
Oh boy.
Wait a second. Is
Hey,
that it?
hey, guess what, you guys? You're coloring me bad because this is
Color me bad.
Well, I want to give out the information before we wrap things up here today. We got to
Do
be
it.
fair. If anybody would like to book the band Color Me Bad, and I'm not lying, you can go to colormebad.com, or you could call Mr. Jeff Epstein, who I'm sure is an upstanding, fine individual.
Sounds like a classy name.
Yeah, you might go ahead and trust him with your teenage daughter. Call Jeff Epstein. His number is 212-582-7575, extension 106. Tell him
Hey,
the Big
and
Kid
tell
Show
him-
sent you.
yeah. Tell them the big kid sent you, and you'll get a probably no discount at all.
Tell him
But
large
do not
Marge
use my name.
sent you.
Whatever you do not use my name. at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, tell them Mark sent you.
Tell them Sweetwater Mark sent you. All right, hey, it's been a lot of fun, boys. We are all fully embarrassed now, and I want to, as you said, big kids out there in listener land, let us know your most embarrassing songs. Let's all reminisce together. And until next Sunday Fun Day, we are all just big kids. Thank you for listening.
Thatched wood